Thank you so much for having us here today. We're from Massachusetts, and as Alex explained, we've been working on this issue, trauma as a public policy issue, for about 18 years now. So we've gone on a journey, and we welcome you to join the journey with us. We're going to show you today what we've learned and invite you to come along and join this important work. So I'm just going to explain to you, we're called TLPI, and Alex explained to you that that's our mission, that children traumatized by exposure to violence succeed in school. And we have two basic approaches to that. One is what we call building trauma-sensitive schools, and that's understanding what schools need to do to become trauma-sensitive. We'll be explaining that today, but they are schools that really play a role in halting the school-to-jail pipeline. We'll be getting into that in detail. And the other part of our work is advocating for trauma-sensitive schools, because we believe, clearly along with the ACLU, that advocates are needed to play a critical role in making trauma a public policy issue. It's one of the most critical issues for kids today. So I'll be talking about that later, and Joe will be talking about the first part. Let me just show you our logic model, or our strategic approach, and then I'm going to turn it over to Joe. But what we do, or the way we've learned and the journey we've traveled, is sort of putting our feet in two places. One is representing students in suspensions and expulsions. That's where we started, and I'll tell you a little more about that later. What we call cases, special education cases, where there have been elements of trauma, and we're trying to put the issue on the table at school. So we learn a lot, and we try to bring the voices of children and parents with us as we move up to the policy level. And the other side of our work, and that's where Joe works primarily, is working directly in schools, understanding what schools need, what do teachers need, what do educators need to create the kind of environments that can work for children. And then together, bringing both of these kinds of voices up to the policy level.